Good evening and welcome to another episode of Table for Two. As you can see, James isn't with us again today, but we have an equally beautiful co-host in Alexandra Piha.
Hello.
But in typical James fashion, he's prepared a statement for me to read out for the show. Message from James Neophytou. Hello to our viewers. I wish everyone a peaceful Lent and a happy Easter period. Just wanted to let people know that I am fine. I had emergency colorectal surgery on Wednesday, 12th of March. I am recovering and getting back to normal. I have everything I need thanks to the Royal Free Hospital. I am blessed with many things, wonderful family and friends, as well as things like my wife's rice pudding and my mum's strawberry jam. As a child, my favourite saint was St. George, all that dragon killing stuff, just to impress the princess in the icon. Today, I am part of the community of St. Bandalaimon in Harrow. St. Bandalaimon was a physician, and he is the patron saint of doctors and medicine and hospitals. Enough said. All my love, James. Today we had news that he's actually come out of hospital. He's been discharged, so he's on his way home. He should be home by now. So he's on the way to recovery, and hopefully by the next show or the one after that, he'll be with me instead of Alexandra, which will be a shame. But you will be invited back most definitely.
Thank you,
Okay.
and I wish James speedy recovery.
Yeah. And James, just one thing I want to mention here: the princess in the icon. I think I've got to read that one up again or look at the icon. But I'm happy you're back on form, and we've got a lot of shows planned. We've got the Goba show, we've got the Gazanzagi show, so we've got a lot ahead of us. So get better soon, please. Now back to our normal show. So we have the Sierra Leone news. We'll start off with that as normal. Now, I've mentioned for the past, I think, 2 shows, the massive delivery sent to Sierra Leone. It's finally arrived today. 16 boxes of goods, 4 boxes of medicines, which will be used for the Zinc House kids in Sierra Leone. The shoe menders equipment have finally arrived. So this guy in Sierra Leone now, he'll be able to support himself and his family with this equipment donated by 2 lovely guys, Christopher and Mario, who are shoe menders and shoemakers. So thank you very much to both of you for that. There's also a massive box of 80 prescription glasses donated by an opticians in North London. Thank you once again for that. And then we've got loads of baby soaps, baby shampoos, baby wash. Now the importance of the baby items is that we have a lot of reports of children there who end up with a skin rash, babies this is, because what they end up doing is they end up using the washing up liquid that they use for the dishes and the pots and pans for the babies, because they can't afford to buy baby wash and the washing up liquid, but they can't use the baby wash to wash dishes, therefore they use the washing up liquid for everything. But now we have a lot of babies there who will be receiving proper baby wash and soaps and shampoo now as well.
Greetings to our sponsors and everyone watching this video. We are the Zinc House Kids from Sierra Leone. We want to say thank you for everything you have been doing for us. We appreciate you.
Thank you, we love you.
God bless you.
Plus tons of medicine. I mean, there's paracetamol, there's ibuprofen. What we send from here, even if it's an Asda brand or a Tesco brand, it's a much higher quality than the medicines they have in Sierra Leone. Now, I want to mention a company called Visit Sierra Leone Travel. I mean, I think Sierra Leone will be an up and coming tourist destination. With the help of Visit Sierra Leone Travel, they're promoting what can be done in Sierra Leone. Now, this particular company, I mean, when we get our visas, how long did your visa take last time? A day, I think. A day. Online, within a day, Alexandra received her visa. If we went to the High Commission in London, it would have been a week, plus a journey down to London twice to take your documents and then to collect them afterwards. So online, it really is good, especially with Visit Sierra Leone. Now, as well as all that, they do excursions in Sierra Leone, and they promote them online on Facebook and on their website. Now, there's a place called Bunce Island, and that was the centre of the slave trade. They have excursions there. So tourists of all nationalities will visit this island. There's also the Banana Islands, which we were told, remember at Toke Sands Village?
Yes.
Or Toke Village, they said that Queen Elizabeth II stayed on Banana Island when we arrived. Now I'm assuming the island they're pointing at was Banana Island. They weren't just taking the mickey out of us, but it's But I'm sure I think it is near Toke Sands. So next time we go, it'd be worth getting on a boat and going across, and just with Visit Sierra Leone, they'll organise all that as well.
Absolutely.
Also, they do trips to Takogama, where we've been. Also, the Toke Sands Beach Resort. So many other places we've been to. Visit Sierra Leone will actually have excursions there. Now, they also do hotel reservations. They do airport transfers as well, which the first time I went, I had an airport transfer. After that, we managed it ourselves, taking the bus and then taking the boat. We kind of sussed it from there. But all of that was paid for through Visit Sierra Leone, which took the hassle out of having to go to the office. They organise flights. So next time we go fly to Sierra Leone, it's worth contacting them to see if they can get flights for us.
Of course.
Now, this you didn't know. They do car hire. Now, you've seen what Freetown's like. Freetown is a crazy city where every car has a dent, a scratch, might have a windscreen missing, might have a wheel hanging off, but that's Freetown. But the car comes with a driver.
Oh, that is very useful. Very
So yeah,
handy.
that's the best thing ever, because we wouldn't survive more than 10 meters driving in free. I think we'd probably just sit in one place and just sit there and sit there and sit there and sit there. We wouldn't be able to budge. So yeah, you have a driver. Now, this is you'll find interesting, because you deal with a lot of citizenship yourself. Yeah. Now, they do a citizenship service. What does that mean to you?
They help you get citizenship, Sierra Leonean citizenship,
Okay.
I guess.
How do you prove you're from Sierra Leone?
Oh, that's a tricky
If
question.
if you've lived in America 2-3 generations, or Canada or UK or anywhere in the world, how do you prove you're from Sierra Leone?
How?
DNA.
Oh, wow.
But you show them your DNA results. That shows that you're from that part of Africa, and then you can get citizenship for Sierra Leone.
I did not expect that.
And they help you with all that, with getting the stuff. That's actually amazing. I'm going to test Anastasia, my granddaughter. So yeah, that's a brilliant service. They do conference services,
Okay.
which you do a lot of conferences.
Absolutely.
Plus
yeah.
they have the leisure activities after the conferences, so they arrange all that as well. And there's the new airport. We mentioned this once before with James. The new airport, it's the first all-green airport in West Africa. And you saw what it was like. And you know the comparison between the two.
Yes.
Massive difference between the two.
Totally.
It's spotless, first of all. They're so spacious. There's fewer people. And there's no one asking you for money as they do with the old airport. I mean, the first time I went to Sierra Leone, coming back, the mission dropped me off at the airport. I had 2 empty suitcases. And I could literally pick them up with a finger each. And then the guy comes running up to me when I came out the car with the trolley. I'll take them for you. I'll take them for you. And I said, I'm fine. I said, honestly, look, I can lift them up. No. He puts them on the trolley. I give him I had American money. I give him $1. He pushes it from here to about 10 meters to the door of the airport. And then he says, I can't take it any further. I can't go inside. Actually, no, before he did that, another man came running to me. He goes, that's my trolley. I said, but I've just given him $1. He goes, but it's my trolley. So he got $1. So he pushes it to the airport, to the door. I can't go inside. Head of security comes out, big guy. As he's head of security, he's the biggest guy. He goes, I'll take it in for you. $5 now. So that's $7 into it now. So he takes it over the threshold into the airport. He goes, this man will now take it from here to the check-in. So I thought, but there's no one there. I can just push it. No, this man will do it for you. So, another $1. And he literally pushed it from here another 10 meters, and I was at the check-in. So by then I spent, $8 just to go 20 meters. And then when I went to where you go through the metal detector, there was a young lady there. She goes, oh, Merry Christmas. Now, in December, you forget it's Christmas because it's so hot. And I go, oh, Merry Christmas. And then she goes, do you have a present for me?
Of course.
I said, I have nothing for you. Honestly, they've just taken all my money. But if you want to come inside, I'll buy you a coffee. Anyway, that was it. So $8 to get from 20 meters. That was how it was. Now, we just had a free run all the way into the airport.
So civilized and beautiful.
Yeah. And next door to the airport, there's a solar powered farm, fields with solar powered units that power the first all green airport in West Africa. Imagine.
It's a big thing.
And it was built by a Turkish company. And I realised, because on the menu in the one cafe they had, the coffee shop, Turkish coffee. I should have tried it, but it was from a machine, so it's not really going to be the same sort of thing. But next time we go, I'm going to definitely have a Turkish coffee from there. So that's our Sierra Leone news. Now, we're leading on from Sierra Leone. We're going to talk, or Alexandra will talk about Nord Anglia.
Yes, and I think it's good to mention a few things about what I do and how that actually links to Sierra Leone eventually.
Yeah. So explain what exactly is Nord Anglia?
Yeah, it's a company that owns a number of boarding and day schools across the world. And that means around 87 of them. And I have responsibility for the European boarding schools in the UK, in Switzerland, and in Spain. So my job is to recruit students from all around Europe to these schools. The schools in the UK are in Oxford and in Brighton, three of them in Oxford. It really all started when I found out that some of our Swiss schools, for example, Collège Champité, they had this program, this foundation actually, through which they built a school for students who don't have access to education in Madagascar.
Yeah, that I found surprising, because when we hear about Madagascar, we think of the cartoon, the Disney, or one of the cartoons, the film about Madagascar,
Yes.
and all these animals and this beautiful scenery and all this lovely life they lead. But obviously, the fact that a boarding school had to supply them with the money to build a school, so it can't be the way we envisaged it.
Yeah, so the children I see from there in pictures, for now I haven't been there myself, but the children I see, they're so similar to the children that we see in Sierra Leone, and they're small from nursery to like primary school, secondary school, and it all started actually also with a mission that was a Catholic mission. The school used to be 120 years ago and more when it was founded. It used to be a Catholic school for boys. Right now it's a non-denominational school who welcomes all religions. However, they still kept the charity side of it. So students who can afford these boarding schools, they come from obviously privileged families.
Yeah, right.
Therefore, it was really important for people at Collège Champité to actually show them another reality.
Yeah.
So not only that they built this school, but they send students every year on a trip for students to maintain the school. So they actually paint the school, they spend time with the kids, they even have lessons with them of English.
Is it free to the children there, or do the parents pay for this school?
I think it's free for the children, because these are children who can't afford. So I think everything is sort of, it's even called École Champité Madagascar.
Okay.
So it's sort of, so I thought the UK schools in Oxford and Brighton, they didn't have any links to this or to other programs. And obviously, knowing the amount of need that is coming from Sierra Leone, with everything that you do and that we now do together, I thought we should present it to our schools in Oxford. And they were very receptive to it, so they liked the idea. We had the pleasure of having you speaking to the students, to the principals, to the teachers. So thank you for coming, because it was really inspiring for them to see firsthand what
it was well received. I mean, they were really into helping. They wanted to find solutions to some of the problems, which was amazing, considering their background, and that they don't have to.
Exactly.
You know, that's what I love the most about them.
Yeah, and for example, one of the principals, the former principal at Oxford Sixth Form College, was thinking that maybe a good idea would be to support with local fees in Sierra Leone any girls who are high achievers, because we know the proportion of girls versus boys, so girls are really affected in Sierra Leone. 7 girls.
Well, it's 7 girls to every 1 boy, but since we started going there, Most of the people they've all had boys,
That's true.
apart from Angelique, our goddaughter. So they've all been
True.
having boys. So I think it's going to turn around slightly.
True.
But hopefully the new principal because we're still waiting for the charity to be up and running. Once it's up and running, hopefully the new principal will kind of follow through with that as well.
Yes, that would be
because
wonderful.
they do need it. I mean, the women they do get a raw deal, and you've seen the women working, selling things in the, like oranges or fruit, and then they're cooking, and then they're selling what they've just cooked. Plus, they're looking after the babies. So, one lady, her sister might be looking after her children, or the cousins might be looking after the children. Even with church,
Yes.
Mary would carry baby Alexios
Of course.
to church, literally cat on her back, take him to church from the time he was like a few months old.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the women there they deserve it.
Yeah.
They need that voice as well.
Yes.
Trying to have female lawyers there. I mean, Mary would be. We're talking about Mary. She's one of the girls that we support.
She's brilliant.
She's so bright. Even when I do maths tests, and the 18, she's about, I think 11 now. So the 18-year-old boys who have have their exams for maths and what have you, they don't get the answers as quick as Mary. Boom, like that. She's got an answer, and she's asked me, can I send her books from England, science books and maths books and English books and everything that we have, because she wants that knowledge.
It's exactly this type of students that the schools in Oxford would be so happy to support.
Yeah, I mean Dover Brooks. I mean they filled my shed.
Yes. So with Dover Brooks, let me just say we had to change the logos when we became part of Nord Anglia Education, and it was literally a small change, but they had to change the logos, which meant there are so many uniforms that weren't worn out, still good to wear, but with the wrong logo.
A lot of them were brand new still.
Yes, and so many PE kits as well, and waterproof, rainproof equipment. So the fact that they donated, that really meant a lot for us. But the school understood, the assignment and the need, so they did this. I remember that on our last trip, even the tablecloths, with the old branding of Dover Brooks, they were useful, because unfortunately we had that unexpected fire on the last night before we left. And as a first thing, they actually used the tablecloths as blankets.
But this was during the rainy season as well. So not only have they now lost their houses, they're out in the rain, and they're cold, and they're hungry, and they're tired. So we had so many of these really massive tablecloths, quite thick material.
Yes.
We climbed up the hill, and we gave them these to wrap up for those who lost everything, just for that first night, and then the next night, and the next day as well.
Yes.
So yeah, it came in handy.
Absolutely. The former head of the international school at Dover Brooks also had an initiative to post in every boarding house the announcement that by the end of the year, students should just leave behind any items that they won't be using. Again, I must say, these children maybe wear their own clothes a few times, or maybe an item, maybe a beauty item,
or the Harry Potter cloak, the wizard's cloak or something. The guy had it must be 7 foot tall, but we sent that through. I'm sure someone's going to wear it or do something to use it as a blanket.
So things like this. I mean, we went to Dover Brooks. We had to go 3 times to fill 3 cars of products.
I know.
And of course, Oxford International College as well. They asked the students to leave behind any items that they are not using anymore when they left for the summer holidays.
And they gave a donation as well.
And they gave a small donation as well.
It was really nice.
Because it's of course really important. We have so many items, and shipping costs are something that we really struggle with.
We've just found out now. Now, onto our church news. Now, there's loads of church being obviously Lent, Easter time. We have had service after service after service, and it's been constant. And a lot of it with His Eminence Archbishop Nikitas. Just by chance, it's worked out that way. I don't purposely follow him around. But we had the opportunity to go to Stoke, to Nottingham, to Birmingham, to Coventry. So it's been quite a journey for us so far, and there's still more to go. Thankfully, in London, the next one. But we have the Hellenismos, St. Raphael in Enfield. tiny church in the middle of a cemetery, very small community there, but Metropolitan Athanasius was there as well. So that was a blessing just to see him with Hellenismus, because it's been a while since I've seen him serve. Then there's Saint Barnabas, or Apostle Varnava in Wood Green. Now, what people don't know is one of the psaltists there, one of the chanters, Kyria Pavlo, he served at St Andrew's Church from the time I was, I think, 4 years old, when I was at the Greek school there. And he was there for yonks, and then finally he went to Saint Barnabas, and I make it a point each year to go to Hellenismos at Saint Barnabas just to hear Kyria Pavlo, and also Father Gregory is there now, Gregory Palamas, the new priest, newly ordained. That was his first Hellenismos. So he was. I mean, you're the one. What did he say when he saw me coming in?
He said, "You definitely chose the right place to come. It's my first Hellenismos as a priest now." So it was very emotional.
He was so happy. But I was telling him he's got big shoes to fill with Father Banayoti. An amazing guy, and I've told Father Banayoti, he's very humble. He gets embarrassed when I tell him this. But if I had a teacher like him at Greek school who was going to teach me theology, I would sit down and listen to every single word he had to say. Now, then we had, on my own, St. Cosmas and Damianos. You were away, I think, in Lithuania at that time. And that was Father Victoras. So he's new to that church. And there were quite a few people, it was good to see that people were coming for Hellenismos. Especially, it's only the third. Usually they come for the fifth one when they do them all together. But it was good to see quite a few people there. Now, then we had Sunday of Orthodoxy. So after the first one, obviously, St. Panteleimon with His Eminence, Archbishop Nikitas. So that was a beautiful service. It always is. I like going back to St. Panteleimon, and they had a seat for us to sit in the hall, for the meal and everything, and we felt very, very welcome. So that was good to see.
The Mosaic choir sang as well, so I was part of that, which I really appreciated.
Okay, the Mosaic choir were there. Wonderful choir. They were good. People were saying to me afterwards. They were saying, "Oh, who was that choir singing? They were fabulous. They were amazing."
I think the beauty of it was that we had the service in English, and our choir leader Margaret Haig, she is very good at pulling this together and having a full service in English. And with a choir formed of so many traditions, we were from Serbia, Romania, Greece, and England after all. So it was a true Sunday of Orthodoxy.
So after that, that evening we were at St. Dimitrios. For the great Vespers, for the Lenten Vespers. Father Nicodemus is there, obviously, and then His Eminence was there, obviously, as well. So that was a good evening, I think. It's beautiful because when it's in the dark, the Lenten Vespers are done in the dark. They switch the lights off at some point, and Saint Dimitrios in the dark is quite spectacular.
Very spectacular.
It's very spiritual as well. You get that feeling that you're in a church. I do like that. Now, we had the Sunday of the Paralytic. Now, I'm going to have to read this out. So, it was at Panagia Chryseleusa. All right. Now, I have to ask my mum about the Nottingham one, Eleusa. There's two Eleusas anyway. So that was then also Saint Marina, my daughter's and my sister's name. So that was in Stoke. So if anyone hasn't visited Stoke, it's a very, very old city. Lots of old factories with these giant chimneys. I wish I took photos, actually. It would have been quite good. And then there was a tonsuring. I like the word tonsuring. It was Spiro. Now, there was an 18-year-old guy, I think it was an 18-year-old guy. He was tonsured as a reader, and he's the son of the priest, of Father George. Now, Father George has just come over here from Athens. Wonderful guy. He's a full-time nurse. He doesn't get paid to be a priest, and he was became economos. So he was honoured by our Archbishop, and it was a surprise. He didn't know it was going to happen, and quite luckily, because he's a very humble man. He won't sing he won't blow his trumpet, but I'm going to say a few things about him. He's an NHS bowel cancer screening nurse. So as well as doing that, he's bringing up his son on his own. Sadly, he lost his wife several years ago. He's an unpaid priest, like I said. He's a spiritual father to so many new Orthodox or neo-Orthodox that come into the church. He's now a liaison officer for the community police. You get a few Orthodox, whether they're Romanian or Russian or Greek, in the prison system. So he wants to visit these people and talk to them and just see if he can help them, if they need any spiritual advice. So he's doing all of this, and that's the unpaid work. And he does it. Plus, on top of that, he tries to help the church by giving money from his own wages, and they're trying hard to renovate the church. It needs some work. It needs expanding. So that's, hopefully they can find some funding somewhere. Even a GoFundMe page might raise some. But also there's the lottery. They sometimes help people as well. So that's, and then from there we went to Nottingham. Now Nottingham we've been to a few times, and it's Father Nicholas there now. Now that's the Virgin Mary Eleusa. So different saint, I'm assuming, to the last, the Chris Eleusa. I really don't. I'll have to ask Archdeacon George, he's our advisor, when we get stuck on anything. So in Nottingham it's Father Nicholas. He used to be at St. Luke's, in where we were, in Birmingham. Now, on the table we were sitting for the meal afterwards, there was a Kurdish guy, Sri Lankan, and Nigerian. These neo-Orthodox that are coming to our faith. But not only are they being baptized into our faith, they're then helping the church, serving the church as readers, as altar servers. They're doing something, not just being baptized and then sitting there. They want to physically take part in the service, which is wonderful to see. Like with Father Vissarion, we mentioned last month the amount of people that go to his church as well. Okay. Now then we had Sunday of the Holy Cross, St. Luke's, with His Eminence again. So we've had a lot of time with His Eminence these past few weeks. It's a blessing for us, because each time he will say something new, something different. He won't repeat himself each time. And he's been in good form. And it was that St. Luke's? I think they said it. I can't remember where.
I think in Coventry.
In Coventry,
Bishop Maximum.
We'll mention it after when we talk about them. So yeah, so now there was more tonsuring going on. A guy called Abel, Romanian guy, and there's a guy called Panayotis. They were tonsured, two young guys who are now joining the church as well. And they want to help the church as, like I said, readers, altar servers, which is wonderful to see, because we need that youth in the church. And then we went on to Holy Transfiguration for the Vespers in the evening. That was with His Eminence, and also Bishop Maximus was there, obviously, because that's one of his local churches, and he was at St. Luke's as well. So we've got two servings of Bishop Maximus, which is always good. I mean, he's a really nice guy. Now he's the one who let on. So I can make it public, because Bishop Maximus, His Eminence had a knee operation. And then straight after the operation, he was back to serving. Literally that day, he's recovering. We moan to him all the time. He needs to rest, but his resting is going to two churches on a Sunday across the country. And then the last bit of news was Banaya Youth Club. You missed this as well. You were in, I think, Romania.
Yes.
Father Gregory Balamas, he's a new priest serving at Banaya and at Aizra Navas. He has a youth club. It's the first Tuesday of every month. The details can be found on the community's Facebook and web page, or Facebook page actually, I think it is. And they have a nice group of youngsters. I mean, from about 9 up to about 21 who come along. They play table tennis, they play pool. I gave a talk on Sierra Leone, and they were so captivated, and even the youngest ones were asking a lot of questions. In fact, even the older ones were asking questions. It was wonderful to see. But I think that rounds up all the information now. I'll kind of run through it quickly because we had a lot to go through. But it's been wonderful having you back here again.
It was wonderful to be back. Thank you.
And I think you will be back next time as well. Okay, so
with pleasure.
So prepare something special for the audiences.
I will.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you again next month.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening to our sponsor. My name is Kiaki.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening to our sponsor. My name is Aline. We want to thank you for helping us. We appreciate you. May God bless you.
We love you.
Thank you so much. Thank you to you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.